I have no filter these days. Yeah, it's a fake way of bonding, really.
Quiet.
So,
Did not go well.
and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back that led to my total emotional breakdown. Thank you, Melissa, for listening to your intuition.
My mom being dead.
And Angie.
Just see you next time.
See you next time. Okay, let's go fast. 1, 2, 3.
Unquiet soul.
Okay.
I meant to do my roots Sunday, but I got a little busy and didn't do it. So now I still got to do those sometime this week because they're looking fresh.
It actually doesn't look bad though, because that's the look now. Because it used to be like blonde hair with dark roots was like, no.
Yeah.
But now it's the look. So
Yeah, in the
it doesn't
80s,
look
if you
bad.
had blonde hair with roots, you were like part of the motorcycle gang. You know? You hung with the bikers.
Did I ever tell you, I used to have blonde hair.
Really?
Actually, my natural hair color is dark blonde. Yeah. But so I used to get highlights, but like I couldn't stand it. It's like, get as close to my head as possible.
Yes. I used to be like, why does it look like already I need to go get my hair
Yeah.
down?
Because sometimes they wouldn't like get all the
Yes.
way to your
Yes.
scalp.
That really
And
frustrated
it's like,
me.
no, I'm paying you, so do it.
Yeah, because they'd be like, well, this is the reason. I'd be like, I don't care about your reason.
I don't think they wanted the chemical on your skin, but I'm like, I don't care.
Probably
burn it.
not. But when I do my own roots, it's all up on my skin. I don't give a
Same.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like-
I think hair color is also different now because it used to be kind of toxic. Like, I think
Oh,
it
that's
used
true.
to be like if you were pregnant or like, you know what I mean? Like, do not color your hair, but they make it so it's not as toxic anymore.
Now I want to see you with your natural hair.
Oh, I wonder if I have pictures. I think so. Because sometimes
So-
my friends will send me pictures from like, remember this? Because I started dyeing my hair red. I think I was 21.
Oh,
So it's been a long
wow.
time. Yeah.
Dang. Now Bryson would argue with me, but he can fuck himself because my natural hair color, it was very strawberry blonde when I was younger, like just the pink hues to it. But
Yeah.
as I've got, like every year I aged, it got more auburn, like it's not like
Yeah.
red like his. That's why he argues with me. But it was very auburn. So in my 20s, I didn't really, it was hit or miss if I did, got my hair trimmed, got highlights, and I was so poor. And so it was like when I was pregnant with him, it's very red. Like my natural color looks exactly like how Rachel's looked those early seasons of Friends.
Oh, really?
That
Yeah.
red
It had
color
like that reddish tint. Yeah.
That's what my
Mm.
natural color looks like, which it doesn't look like that in my roots. Granted, there's some grays.
I know.
Of grays.
My natural color has gotten really dark.
Yeah, it's weird how
I
your
know.
hair
And
gets
I'm also
darker.
getting the grays.
Oh, the grays. It's a bitch, but whatever. The grays are the easiest part of aging so far.
Yeah, I know. Because like I color my hair anyway, so I don't care if my hair's gray.
The only thing is it takes a little longer to process. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that I stopped doing a shadow root because I was like,
Mm.
okay, but the grays are real obvious then. Like when it would, because that shit fades, because it's just a
Yeah.
semi-permanent color. And I was like, I'd be looking old as fuck over her with all these grays. It was weird how fast it happened too, which I think it was stress. I know some
yeah.
of it's aging, but I think stress is what did it more than anything.
Okay, so on that note, have you heard of a supplement called Faux Tea?
I know you told me about it in one of our earliest recordings, and I
really?
can afford it. I need to get it.
Yeah, so because when I first started getting gray hair, it was stress related. So I took Faux Tea and it completely reverses gray hair if it's stress related.
Yeah, I
But
need to do
now I'm getting the age related gray hair, which it does not reverse. But for stress related gray hair, it absolutely works. Because at one point I stopped taking it because I'm like, is this really working? And I went to touch up my roots and there was like this huge patch of gray in the back. I'm like, oh, it absolutely works. I cannot stop taking this.
What age do you think you're going to let your grays grow?
That's a good question because I always, in my head, I just assumed that there would be an age where I'm like, okay, now it's going to be acceptable for gray hair. But one of my friends that I know from surfing, his mom, she lives in Vegas, but she was here visiting, and I ran into him when he was with his mom. And like she looked amazing. And then later, when I was like talking to him about it, he said his mom is like 85. And I was like, what the fuck? Because she looks like she's 60. And when I was reflecting on what about her looked young, it's because she dyed her hair brown and had no grays. And I'm like, fuck, I think I'm always just going to be vain.
I
So
think I will
I
be
don't know.
too.
I think I'm going to do it till the very end.
There are times that I could see, because I don't remember if you saw these clips and you know who I'm talking about, but this lady, Hillary Momager, I think, Momager Powers, she is fucking gorgeous and has very gray hair, but it's just a beautiful color. Like, she's got the
See,
like dark gray, you know?
I think it depends because one of my friends, she's like my age. She just started letting her gray grow out. But what she calls gray, it's actually like that really pretty white color. And she was dyeing her hair blonde. So in my opinion, it just looks like a different color blonde. So I think it looks good. So I think it just depends on what color your gray is.
Right. That's why I'm like, I'm just gonna wait and see. I mean, there are times when this rat race of fucking hair dye gets annoying, but
Yeah,
I am still vain. So,
me
like, I'm
too.
not gonna
Also,
lie about it.
and this is the way I look at it because I think in terms of anti-aging, let's just call it that, dyeing your hair is one of the easiest things you can do because like getting a facelift or whatever, it's invasive, it's expensive. Even like Botox and fillers, it's like you have to keep up
It's
with them.
really
It's
expensive,
expensive.
yeah.
So in terms of the spectrum of things you can do to appear looking younger, I think it's like the easiest thing you can do. So why not just do it?
Right. Well, I remember, listen, I was kind of judgy during COVID of all the folks that let their grays grow out. I was like, couldn't be me. But I was a different person then too. I was also drinking a bottle of wine at night. But
Yeah, I don't care what other people do though.
oh my God, I did. I was like, ew, why
Oh,
would you
really?
do that? Why would you do I have no idea why I was so judgmental about it, but
Yeah, it
I
was COVID. That was like it was
well,
a
you know
weird
what's
time.
funny is Brian's dad used to still dye his hair black, and he did a really good job. Like, it looked really good. I think he had it done. And then during COVID, he just let it grow out, and he's never started dyeing it again. I guess he got used to it and was like, okay, this is
Yeah.
an appropriate
Yeah, he
age to
probably
be
was
gray.
getting it done because that was the problem during COVID. See, I've always done my own roots. So, like, certain things during COVID weren't a big deal because it's like, oh, I'll just keep touching out my roots. But some people, like, if you're used to going to a salon and you don't know how to do it yourself, like, because even like cutting my hair, it's like we were all screwed when the salons were closed.
Yeah, and I only just started doing my own hair when I quit my job. So, like, and I went to her for
Hmm.
a little while, and then I was like, I can't keep affording it, like, honestly. And I had gone to her for like 9 years, but I was like, I can't afford it.
Did you ask her for a discount? I think I would have if I would be going to someone for that long.
No, but even the discounted price I just couldn't afford. I mean, I was
Oh,
making like virtually no money there for a little bit.
yeah, that makes sense.
I just couldn't do it. So it was like, well, so at first I highlighted my own hair. That was such a bitch, just highlighting, like, foiling, and all Brian would help me, and it would just be like a 5-hour process, and I was so tired of it, so
Oh, yeah.
I just started bleaching the whole damn thing.
I don't think they make them anymore, probably because they were so good. But so I first started coloring my hair red, like around the time I was 21, because I was still in college. But then I remember after college, I went through a phase. They had these like in the home hair dye section, they were highlighting kits and they were actually really good. So I would like do like a few little blonde highlights in my red. But I think that's the problem. Like it was like so good and effective that like nobody was going to the salon to get the expensive highlights. So they stopped making them, but it was really good for
They
home hair
have
dye.
tons of home highlighting
Oh, they still
kits.
have them? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they have the caps, they've got all kinds of shit, but highlighting is a bitch when you're doing, like, a whole head of highlights. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's true.
mean?
Because I was just
Like,
doing a few.
yeah, it's hours because there's separating, do you wanna do foils or not? Like, so there's a whole thing, and I just got to where I was like, "Okay, maybe it with the right toner, it won't look cheap." So I've
Yeah.
been pretty intentional about toner so that I don't look like white blonde. Plus, I get really yellow anyway, but yeah, it's been a little journey of learning to bleach my hair at home. And I'm like ordering products on Amazon because I'm too lazy to even go to Sally's. So I have everything I need. I just didn't get to it because man, we got a new dishwasher
A month ago?
and so I got tired of waiting. So, ladies, if you don't know the trick, you take your phone into the area of the thing you want done and you go, he walks in right at the right time and he's like, "What are you doing?" I go, "Oh, I'm watching a YouTube video for how to do this dishwasher."
And he's like, "Oh, hell no."
And grabbed his tool right out. I was like, "Yeah, I thought so." And then I supervised. But come to find out, we're missing a very important piece. So I actually was going to try to call about that today, but I don't know if I'm gonna. So who knows? But we were messing with that for a while, and I was annoyed, so I didn't end up doing my damn hair. We watched. Have you ever watched that movie Little Miss Sunshine?
Mm-mm.
Well, since we got new living room furniture, our new thing is like we're watching movies every night in the
Oh,
living room.
wait. I didn't know you
Oh, I
you
got
didn't give me the
really
update.
cheap. Yeah, I got
Oh,
really
okay.
cheap furniture off
Oh,
Amazon.
and that's what you wanted to do in the first place. Okay, got it.
Yes. Yeah, we
Okay.
didn't end up having any credit at the store that I told you about
Wait, why?
because apparently Brian's business partner had gotten a bunch of furniture for the office
Mm.
in a move that they just recently had. Weird that Brian didn't know any of that, but whatevs. So yeah, they said no, and I was like, that's fine. I was being a bitch one day. I'm like, is today the day I'm gonna pull the trigger? Because I had them in my cart for like 3 weeks. I was proud of that actually, because usually I'm not good at waiting. And so I felt good about having waited 3 weeks and tried to get the free stuff, but there wasn't any free available. So it was like really, really very cheap. But it's nice, it's cozy, it's comfy, and and it was really getting a new rug that made me the happiest because I can't handle when there's not a rug and it's not like cute and. So we've just been
No,
sitting
it
in
really
there
ties
watching
the
movies.
room together.
Yes, it does. So we watched Little Miss Sunshine last night. It's kind of a fucked up movie. Have you seen it? It's like 20 years old.
No. Oh, I was like, "It sounds cute. What is it about?"
It's not cute at all. It's fucked up. I mean, it's hilarious. It's like a dramatic comedy kind of. Like it may even
Oh,
be a drama, but there was lots of
who's in
funny
it?
parts. Abigail Bresner, is that her name? You
See,
know
I
that
don't
girl
even
that was in everything for a minute 20 years ago?
Okay, I need to
I
Google
think she
this.
was also in gosh, she was in a lot. And Steve Carell and Toni Collette were in it too.
Okay.
I would recommend it, but it was fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who she is.
Have you seen what she looks like now? It's wild.
Mm-mm.
All them girls grew up. Dakota Fanning, her.
But here's her, Instagram. I'll just stalk her Instagram.
Oh, I don't follow her on Instagram. Maybe I shall.
There's, like, no pictures of her, though.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, here's some. I feel like she looks the same, just older.
Is it Bresner?
Breslin.
Just kidding. But she's married? Colleen Hoover follows her. She does look the same. Wonder who I was thinking of. I think her blonde is what I was thinking of. Weird. Anyway, it was a good movie. It was unexpected because I thought it was going to be less dramatic, but I like watching movies with Bryson because he understands a lot of the symbolism and subtext that I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he gives me a lot of information that I'm like, oh, I didn't get that, but thank you.
Interesting. So you guys talked during the movie?
A little. It depends on what we're watching, but like he'll be like, oh, something he notices or whatever. And we're like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So how's your week been?
It's been good. I feel like I can never remember anything once we start talking. But,
I
like,
know, right?
every day is so busy, so I'm like, "How can I not remember?" Oh, how was your
Yeah.
lake trip? That's what I wanted to know about. I was
It was
actually
good.
jealous
It was
on that
really
day.
good. Yeah, it was really, really good. Beautiful. The only thing is it was a lakefront property. It was not an easy hike to get to the lake. It was literally a path that's only about 3 minutes,
Oh,
but it's steep, and then you got to come back up that bitch of a hill. Like it's literally not that far, but it's on a hill.
no, I know what you mean because one of my friends and her husband, they have a rental property in Destin, Florida, and I went there once. I like went for like 3 weeks. And yeah, I was like, "Oh," and this is when I lived in Chicago. So I'm like, "Oh, this is perfect. I'm right on the beach." It was the same thing. It was maybe like a quarter mile walk and but there's like this huge hill
Terrain.
and yeah, so it was
Yeah.
not easy to get to the beach even though it was right there.
And I had only taken flip-flops. So I'm like falling, and it's like my foot's falling off the side of my shoe. It was a whole thing. Thankfully, they had walking sticks. So when me and Charlie went down first just to
Oh, that's how bad
peruse,
it is. Yeah.
yes. And we thought it was just a cute little, I was like, "Hey, grab your walking stick." Thank God I did, because
You were
we wouldn't
making
have
fun
heard it.
of them. Yeah. I
Yes.
probably would have been too. Oh
Yes,
my
but it
god,
was
that's
awesome.
funny.
We went to a different part of the lake on Thursday and met this really nice guy who has just moved to the area and started this kayak business. He rents out kayaks and stuff, and he is actually now renting out 3 yurts too. Yeah, and I told him we stayed in one of the yurts that the lake, like the park, offers, but the door wasn't on the hinges correctly, and they only turn the air conditioner on when a guest is there. So when we walked in that time, it was
Ew.
95 degrees in there. It was hot. I was
Yeah.
pissed. And so we were telling him about that. He's like, "No, we run him the whole time, da 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 da." And he wanted to show us, but Charlie was in a really bad mood. And I think he thought I was lying, but I was like, "She's being pissy." But I want to get in contact with him because we will definitely rent a yurt to stay for a night or two. Because I don't care. I mean, sometimes I want nice accommodations, but there's times that I'm like, a yurt's better than a tent. Give it to me. That's fine, you know?
Yeah.
And he's just
Well,
right by the park.
yeah, especially in a place because I feel like a lot of times when I travel, the hotel is just for sleeping and taking a shower because I'm, like, out and about doing stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
I will be honest, we're not those people. We're not, we're more, we strive for half and half because that's how
Oh,
bad we
really?
are. None of us are good at initiating the plans. None of us.
Mm.
I have to then take the charge and get it done and deal with the lollygagging and the whatever.
See, and this is why so the very first big trip I did on my own, it wasn't until I moved here and I went to New Zealand and Australia by myself, and I was so terrified of traveling by myself, but once I did it, I was like, "I can never travel with anyone again," because it's so efficient because you don't have to deal with any of the group dynamics. Because even think about it, even when you're just with one other person, there's a certain level of compromise
Mhm.
or stalling of the momentum to do the next thing. But when you're on your own, it's, like, so easy to just, like, make decisions and do it, and then you're just, like, out doing
See,
all the
but
things.
even by myself, I'm worse
Oh,
by
really?
myself because
Oh.
I'll end up just sitting my ass at the place. Like, I'm not good at that. I'm not an
Oh,
initiator.
interesting.
I
I guess
have to
I've
be because we're all not initiators, but I suck at it.
actually like that insight because I was always attributing it to it being by myself, but I think it's also part of who I am. Interesting.
I don't know what it is that, I mean, I'm a generator in human design, which means I respond better than I initiate, but I really don't know because my chart is ruled by Mars the way yours is. So I don't know
Yeah.
why it's so fucking hard for me to make myself do stuff when I'm by myself.
I think for me, it's because I'm, like, curious and all about the adventure. So I'm just, like, dying to see something new and explore.
My heart wants to, but
Okay.
then whenever I get there, it's like, but then, to be honest, I've traveled with people who are the go-getters, like that, and they're a little too much, you know,
See,
like,
I was
Ryan's
just
dad will have us
wondering
up at
that.
5 AM, and I'm like,
See,
"I'm
I'm not
not on
that extreme.
vacation." Mm-mm.
Like, I still have the balance of, like, I don't wanna, like, overdo it because I don't like the vacations where you're, like, doing so much that you have to come home and have a
Rest
vacation
from
from
your
vacation.
vacation?
But I'm actually wondering, like, if you and I travel together, like, I would probably get on your nerves, and you would probably get on my nerves because I would be like, why doesn't she want to do anything?
I'm like a two to three things a day person. Like on vacation, that's my happy sweet spot. Is like we go and we do 2 to 3, whether it's eating, whether it's seeing something. Like
Oh, you
her,
count eating as a thing.
yes, leaving the accommodations. Yep, yep.
Interesting.
Yep. And that's actually the reason I fucking have always hated going to the zoo, because I associate my memories with the zoo with going with my family, extended family too, like aunts and cousins, and getting no say in what we look at and having to go around the entire zoo to look and just being hot and tired and hungry and miserable. And that is just not my idea of a good time. Like, I don't want to be exhausted on vacation. And the zoo is what that reminds me of. Like doing too much. You
Interesting.
know what I mean? But I just felt
Yeah.
so out of control. And I think that's part of the hang up. But like, if I'm with somebody that is like, let's go do this. Like my friend Kathy is really adventurous, little Miss Sag. And she's like, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, as long as it's not too much, like being out for like 10 hours would probably be a little too much for me. But like, we go here and if there's an easy transition between activities, that's also fine.
Mm,
But it's like, it's when things get really complicated in the middle of the plan. Like it's all very overwhelming to me. I don't know. I just get really dysregulated very fast. And it's like actually, it's like both forms of dysregulation at the same time, where I'm incredibly escalated, but shutting down,
yeah.
I don't know
That
what the
actually
deal is.
does make
I think it
sense.
may be because we really didn't travel as kids. I don't know. I don't like feeling out of control. And for some reason, doing a bunch of shit makes me feel out of control. But we kind of planned a couple of things. Like we knew we were going to go kayaking. We knew we wanted to go to that store. And I think there was one other thing, but it was like, yeah. And my family's just like me. Brian would say he's not. He loves an adventure, but he has to be in charge of the whole thing to initiate. You know what I
That
mean?
makes sense. Yeah.
And then there's also no planning. He's the very spontaneous whatever. So it's like, okay, let's go do this. Okay, let's go do this. That's not me. I need a plan. I'm not adventurous. I'm really not.
Yeah, I wonder what that is.
I don't know,
Especially
because I have 2 fire signs in my big 3 and I'm a Gemini. You would think I'm a fucking adventurous person, but I'm just really not at
yeah, I
all.
guess I'm more confused because we are so much alike. I'm like, why are we different? And I think internally we go through the same thought process. The difference is your response is to freeze and mine is to, I guess in this case it's not really fighting because I want to do it, but it's like I want to do all the things.
Yeah, and you nailed it. Freeze. That is exactly what happens. And then also I think freeze happens because there are so many options.
Yeah.
And I get very overwhelmed but then
I
also
think
like,
too many options is negative because it is
yes.
overwhelming.
Because I mean you're excited, you want to do stuff, you know? It's like, oh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. That's why, like, I can't stand, this is actually one of my number one pet peeves in life, when we finally make a plan and then someone throws in a couple more options. Why did you even keep looking, bitch? We fucking had a plan. Now I'm angry. This happens to me all the time with my family. I'm like, okay, we finally nailed down what we're doing. And then they're like, bitch, we just made a plan. Don't bring up another option. I hate options. And it's because of decision fatigue, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, when you're so fucking used to making decisions for this many fucking people in a house, it gets so exhausting. And Brian gets really frustrated when I use the word mental load, because he's like, oh, that's just like another buzzword from the internet. And I'm like, yeah, but it's real. It's fucking
Yeah,
real.
it's a real thing though.
When you're having to carry everybody's schedule because you're the only person who will remember, and making sure that people get where they need to be on time and all the shit, and now I have to make fucking decisions too all the time. He's an Aquarius, so he fucking loves choice. wants 100
Oh.
choices and wants you to know everyone available to you. And I'm like, please stop. 2 is fine. That's give me an A or a B and then I'll choose. Because he'll be like, or I'm like, I just chose. Why are you saying more words? It happens all the time. We have so many fights about this. And it hurts him because, that's like his love language is to offer choice. And I'm like,
Oh,
I have
interesting.
choices.
Yeah, it like my brain comes to a point sometimes in the day. I'm like, I just don't want to use it right now. And that's what choice
Yeah.
is. You have to use your
Yes.
brain.
Yes. I find that I have even less of a capacity for it now. Like I don't have it. And I'm like, I'm really at a place where like I would just love for someone else to make decisions for me. I don't want to make decisions all the time. So I say that to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, right now, you can love me by choosing for me. And he's like, yeah, but what if I choose wrong? I'm like, well, yeah, we'll cross that bridge. Or sometimes then I know what choice I actually want based off what you said. You know what I mean? I'm like, because sometimes I'm like, yeah, that
Mm.
doesn't sound good. Let's not do that. But
Oh,
anyway, we had a great
yeah.
time. We were all very happy and got along well and very limited bickering between the 2 children, which was great because that's rare. Very little panic in the car. We did good. We did good.
Wait, what would cause panic in the car?
Oh, I hate other people's driving.
Oh,
Like, Brian was driving, and I've been, like, on road trips, I've been sitting in the back with Charlie and letting Bryson have the front and just trying not to pay attention, and he's doing a much better job at not, like, speeding because it scares the shit out of me. I just feel very out of control and scared, so I get freaked out really easily and scream, so, nobody likes it. It's not a good time for anyone, so I've been trying to maintain and just, like, not look and play games with her and shit.
you just reminded me of my dream last night.
What was it?
I I was with a friend and I don't think it was an Uber. I think it was someone that my friend knew, but the stranger to me was driving. My friend was in the passenger seat and I was in the back seat. But the driver was like driving like 100 miles an hour down the highway. And I was so terrified because I was like, I don't know this person. Like, I don't trust
Yeah.
I'm safe with them. But I forgot about it till you just said that. That's so crazy.
How did it end?
I don't remember. Like,
Oh,
yeah, I don't remember.
God. I
I
hate
don't
those
even
things.
remember how it started to get in the car. All I remember is garbage day is usually on Wednesdays, but this morning at 5 a.m., all I heard was this loud garbage truck, and I was so pissed off because I don't get up until 5:30. So I was like, God damn it. And I did luckily go back to sleep, but I'm like, why is there a garbage truck making all this noise on a Monday morning?
That unfortunate. Why was that? Why did that happen? Do you know?
It's not a new thing because if there's garbage on Mondays and Wednesdays, because the garbage trucks are loud and they do start early, which pisses me off. Like in Chicago, they would get shot if they were making that much noise at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is, but I hope that's not a new thing.
Well, now another neighbor is getting their roof done. Thankfully, they don't start before like 8, but I had not been awake very long when I was going in there to get my energy drink and was like, oh my God, that's so fucking loud. I don't want to
I
hear
hate that.
this.
And it takes a while to do a whole new roof.
The other neighbor on the other side only took 2 days, so I'm hoping
Oh,
that's all
really?
this takes too. Yeah, they
Okay.
get a crew out there.
See, I'm used to like things here are so slow. And when I first moved here, because I was working in corporate America, so I got up at 4 a.m. So I would have to take a nap in the middle of the day. But there's like so much daytime noise and like construction lasts forever and things are so slow here. But that would be nice if it was done in 2 days.
And do you have your windows open?
Yeah, because I don't have air conditioning.
Yeah, that's what I
So
thought.
it's
So
like,
you really hear stuff.
yeah.
Oh,
And it's
that
crazy
would piss
because
me
I'm on
off.
the 20th floor, but sound carries. Like it's
Yes.
still really loud.
Well, especially a garbage truck. Oh my God, I would be pissed. Oh
I
my
was
God.
pissed. I was like, "What the hell?"
Go away. That's weird that
But
it was on a
luckily I
different
did fall
day.
back asleep because then the next
Yes.
sound I heard was my alarm, and I was like, "Oh, thank God."
30 minutes to go back to sleep is almost like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. I never feel very good when something like that happens. Like my brain hurts.
Oh, really? I do
Yes.
better because it was like a quick awake and going back to sleep, but if I'm up for like an hour, like, sometimes I don't even try to go back to bed because, like, that 30 minutes to an hour of sleep just makes me feel worse, trying
Yes,
to wake up
yes.
from that.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. Well, I started my period while we were at the lake. So I felt better since then, but less tired, so that's good, but damn it. I mean, I try not to hate on my periods because I'm just glad to have them, but like,
Yeah, I was talking to
God,
someone about that the other day. Because also, I don't know if we've talked about this before, like, every once in a while, do you get, like, debilitating cramps? Like, maybe twice a
every now and then it doesn't
Yeah.
happen very much, but this month, do you know what happened? The back pain has been debilitating. That
Mm.
lower back tightness, do
Yeah.
you get that? Mine starts, like,
No.
2 days before my period. That's been a new development over the last couple of years. It didn't used to always be like that. It used to be my upper back, like, right across, like,
Yeah.
the bra line, but now it's my lower back, and so I'll know it's coming because of that, but it has really stayed, like, moving around my house
Mhm.
and shit, oh my god, like, I was crying a few different times from doing something very quickly and just like, "Okay, I can't move now."
Yeah, because I had really bad cramps my last period, but I'm like, "I'm just glad I still have my period."
Right, and did your bad cramps start even before you started your period or, like, with the period?
Mm-mm, but I know what you're saying, like, they have, like, either yeah, mostly, like, right before it starts, so that way I know it's coming, but it's like, god damn.
Yeah, mine I actually did have some kinda bad cramping, like, the day before, like, the morning before, I was like, "God, what the fuck?" It's
And I
again,
don't get
I'm
it.
always just so glad to get my period because I don't want any of the things that would, be
Mhm.
why you're not getting your period, but damn, dude, it's
It's
weird how
painful. I
aging
know.
makes it worse, yeah, like, but and then having to choose, like, if you have to choose between cramps or fucking lower back pain, like, it's all awful.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I took tons of ibuprofen this period, tons, and I don't usually have to, but my back, it was like, it's better today, but I'm talking little things like washing dishes or just sweeping a small area. Like, I was keeping up with, the Airbnb while we were there because I don't want it to be a mess, and we were tracking sand in and stuff, so I was just trying to keep it picked up. Oh, just a little bit of sweeping, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go sit down, my back." Like, it was
Yeah.
so hard to move. I fucking hate that. And Brian's like, "Wait, stretching would help." I'm like, "I know that. I don't know why I don't do it. Shut up. I know, dude."
Yeah, that's not helpful when you're, like, in the pain.
Right. No, I did stretch a little bit yesterday, and maybe that's why it's not hurting today. Weird. Maybe.
I used to
Well,
stretch,
have
like,
you
every day.
learned any lessons this week?
Learning lessons.
I know, I'm trying to think too. Let's see. For me, I don't feel like anything different than last week per se. Yeah, I think really everything we talked about last week kind of carried on throughout the whole week because I had PMS, I was traveling, like all the
Yeah.
things. And so I've been much more emotional, but I know that comes with the hormones. But yeah, I really haven't I've been I was thinking about this last night and maybe this is something I should talk about, but I was thinking about this last night about just manifesting and stuff like that. And I've kind of determined probably a month or so ago that like, okay, so if I believe in manifesting, and since I've had this relief of finances, I haven't had to try to like pressure myself into creating or attracting clients or anything like that, which is nice because you do create from a much more pure place then,
Yeah.
and you can get so much clarity about what is actually, like, important to you, but I've been thinking, and the thought really has been, if I create my own reality and I believe in the power of manifesting, then, like, money that I receive may not be income. Like, it may not be really like, maybe the life I'm trying to live, that money is not gonna come from stuff I create, who knows? Like, I don't know, but, like, detaching from the idea, like, just creating to create, which I know is not a new concept, but you feel things differently as you evolve through
Oh,
them,
for
you
sure.
know?
I know.
And
Well, just like yeah, like, there's certain concepts, like, I know, but I feel like recently they're starting to stick in more, like how your beliefs create your reality. Like, I'm starting to see
yes.
that more, so then it's like, "Oh, now I understand," even though I understood it before.
Well, and I have this whole new belief about how easy it is to manifest what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which
Because
is huge, yeah.
yeah, that's the biggest barrier,
But,
right?
like, you knew that, but, like, now you're truly believing it. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm like, okay, in that vein, how do I want to be spending my time? What, because now I'm kind of like, and granted, it's easy for me to say all of this right now while I'm not stressed.
Yeah,
So
or
I'm not,
triggered.
I'm not saying anything about anything long term or past or anything. I'm just saying right now, kind of where I'm at. I'm like, okay, so I am still focused on fun. Um, and I am still believing that everything I've been giving my money a job, all the things. But the thought that I've been stuck on is all of that is energy, and it's a certain type of energy that you're putting out. And every month I have this conversation with myself every month around my period. Because I'm very low energy around my period, I'm also
Yeah,
much more emotional. I'm a little more hypo aroused. Like I'm not, I mean, I can get there. Having these conversations lights me up. Having other conversations lights me up. But on a normal, like any given moment, I'm just fucking doing something. You know what I mean? I'm not in a particular energy, I would say. And I get a little worried, I think, sometimes about that.
yeah,
Like, oh God, well, how if you're, and is this state permanent? Like I just have the weirdest things sometimes. So I've just been kind of like trusting. I think that's really the big key for me is just trusting that it's okay to have a whole week every month
yeah,
where everything is just a little different and still be able to manifest what you want, still be in charge of creating your reality, like all of the things. But I do think that's like a thought every single month of like, oh my gosh, like, am I causing bad things to happen now because I'm in a mood? Like I have heard that when you listen to sad songs and you're sad and you're feeling all of that, you're in not a frequency of receiving, and is the fastest way to say that. Well, obviously, when I'm on my period and I'm much more emotional, I'm crying more about Jake. All
yeah.
the things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I putting myself in like not a state of receivership? But I'm like, man, I cannot live like that. Like, I have to be able to allow natural processes.
Yeah, and I can't remember if we talked about this before, but I truly think when people are like, "Oh, you have to be high vibe all the time to manifest," that's just toxic positivity because we're human beings. Also, you just washed that pile of Jake's clothes that like you've been not wanting to wash. So like that's a huge thing. So we're human beings. Like it's okay to feel how you feel. So my rule is like, and I go by this rule like in almost anything I do, the 80-20 rule. Like if 80% of the time, like you're in that higher vibration, I think it's fine because you need that 20% to be an actual human being. Also, there's a difference between, because I used to be the person when I was sad, I would intentionally listen to sad songs, which would drive me deeper into the sadness. Whereas now, when I'm sad, I allow myself to feel that way, but I don't stay there. Like I'll intentionally move through my feelings to move out. So I think that is huge too, because like what identity do you want to be? Because your next level identity who has the money and has all the stuff that you're trying to manifest, they're the kind of person that doesn't stay in that state. They're feeling their feelings and doing whatever you need to do to move out of it and move through it, if that makes.
Yeah, I like that because, well, one thing that came up while you were talking is again how important that trust is. That really the energy and the frequency all is about trust
Yeah,
because you have to be able to trust to receive, and you have to trust yourself a lot. And so I think me trusting myself enough to allow the natural grief process to be what it
yeah,
is still an energy of receivership because I'm giving to myself in those moments. And then the other part of that is I kind of always forget about this identity piece. I'm embarrassed to
yeah.
say that, but I kind of do. And the second you said that, I was like, oh shit. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, the person who has the amount of, I'll just say money that I'm asking for, she lost her kid.
Yeah.
She's allowed to
She's
cry about it. You know?
exactly.
Like, that
Like,
is part of my identity now, is that I've lost a child, and it's okay to have the full range of experience through that.
yeah, like if 20 years from now you and I are talking and you're still crying about Jake, I wouldn't think anything of that. Like, why wouldn't you
Right.
be sad about that?
No, that's so right. That's so fair. And I have to remember the identity piece. I want to work more on
Yeah.
the identity piece,
And
actually. Man, I love how these conversations just like, they're so well timed, they're so intentional. I do not believe in coincidences. So I'm like, and what's funny is I've been giving my clients an identity thing that I work made up, and I need to do it. I need to do more identity work, because you're right. If I think about the only thing different about how she spends her day and how I spend mine, is I would actually do less therapy than I'm even doing right now. Um, and I would exercise more. Like, I would have a lot more activity
Mm,
in my day. That's it. That's the only fucking thing I would change about her right now in this state. If I were to compare the identity of
yeah.
that self and now, those are the only two changes I would make, is less therapy. And because I don't, it's a should at this point. I should
Okay,
be
I was
doing
just
that
gonna
for
ask that,
income.
and that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's not that I love the connection that I have with my clients, but when I look at my calendar and it's full of that for a day, my heart's not singing. My heart's not singing
Yeah,
the way it
one-on-ones are
would if it
hard.
was full of speaking engagements and making money off my podcast. Like, my podcast, when I had 4 recordings a day, I never dreaded that. I
Oh,
never felt
interesting.
never. And this was back, cuz when I first started posting on Threads, well, that first post that I made that just like 85 people responded to and signed up, cuz I let all of them, anyone who responded, I let them sign up.
Oh, it was a call out for to be a guest on the podcast?
On Emotionally Unavailable, yep.
Okay.
And yeah, because at the time I just was like, well, the universe sent them to me. So I was like, okay, they must be meant to be. But and it worked out for the most part. But I had my old availability up, which was catering to like, hey, if you can come on, you have all this range of times to pick from. So these 85 people filled my calendar for
Oh.
like 9 months.
Oh, that's cool,
Literally.
though. Yeah.
9 months. It was pretty wild, because more and more were coming, and then I joined Podmatch and there was more of the same. It was wild. I was very full for like a year. And I would have 4 or 5 a day. Like, I was like, "Oh my god, how am I ever going to make money being a therapist, cuz I don't have any availability for clients." It was a whole thing. But I didn't hate it. I didn't hate that at all. Now, I don't have any reason to do that many recordings, so I don't. But like, if I was doing less therapy, I could be on other people's podcasts more. Like, there's the whole thing.
Yeah, or if
I do therapy
Olipop
because
gets
it's
their
an
shit
income.
together,
Exactly.
then they can sponsor us, and then
Exactly,
you would actually
Olipop.
making money. Come on,
But yeah,
Olipop.
so I really I don't do it because I do love it, but that's not why I do it. Yeah, I would do more of the, like, I wanna do more retreats, and you know what I mean? Like, things like
Mm.
that. But those are
Well,
the big differences in that identity and this identity.
so do you think that's why the money isn't coming in from the place that you're expecting it? Because 'Cause you're not doing the things yet that you would be making money from?
Maybe. It's not like I haven't tried to do some of those things, but I've created my own events. But a friend of mine and who lives in Alabama, she and I are planning a little mini retreat in
Oh, cool.
Alabama, because she was like, I want to see you. I was like, well, let's plan something, and that gives me an excuse to travel. And so we're like planning something. We're looking at like mid-November, but that's and I think collaboration, like doing stuff with other people, is really, like, creating events with other people is really where I'm the happiest, because
Mm,
the weight's not all on me. I get to connect and collaborate. Like, I love that. And so, which is all about collaboration, the collective community. I mean, I'm sure that is the direction I'm moving in, but I just haven't figured that out, and I'm not trying to rush it. I'm kind of letting the sparks hit me as they do and taking notes. But I
yeah.
would do much more of that. I wouldn't do, I would make enough off doing a 3-day retreat and speaking, you know what I mean? Like maybe
Yeah.
one retreat a month or a couple of mini retreats. But like I don't want to be doing a bunch of Saturday shit. I want to be with my family, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So there the mini retreats would have to be during the week. Like there's just all kinds of shit. But I would be the happiest doing those where you're just like leading circles and like just,
Mhm.
um more impactful, I think. And yeah, those are the types of things I want to do. It's not really the one-on-one stuff is not really where my heart is singing anymore. Not
But that makes sense as to why
weekly.
you're not making a lot of money doing it.
Yeah. Well, and in some ways I've been kind of glad because
Yeah.
I've never I'm not gonna have to, like, reduce by much whenever that comes
Yeah.
by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I am
Yes,
up to,
yeah.
like, 15 clients now, which is great, but, like, I mean, not all of them are being seen every week and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I would really rather do stuff with other people, truly. That is events. Like, I
When is
like
your Alabama event?
we're looking at the middle of November, but then I had to cancel our meeting last weekend because of something I don't remember, so we haven't gotten a chance to really go over everything. But I mean,
Oh.
it's nothing
But
that
yeah.
has to require a lot of planning because it's very natural for both of us. So I'm gonna do some identity work. I'm glad you said that. Truly, I'm glad I brought it up because I get that that's
Yeah,
where you
because
start
I
reverse
mean,
engineering.
honestly, like, any time during my even, like, sometimes when I decide what to drink, it's like, what does the next level of version of me like, what would she grab out of the refrigerator right now?
I did do a lot of that on the trip. More
Oh,
in a
good.
romantic way, like, more like, what is that, like, carefree,
But that
has everything she needs person grabbing,
no,
you
but that's
know?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and how would she be, like, when I was kinda panicking on the kayak in open water? Um,
Oh,
like
yeah, like,
yeah, I'm scared of water, so it was a whole thing, but,
I used to be,
um
so I get it.
I was like I literally had to go there and be like, "How would she act?" You know? But it helps, it really does, and I was like, "She would know that this gonna be how it's gonna be, and let's have fun. You're in the sun." Oh my gosh, but you know what, Angie? Before we go, I had this moment, it was so surreal. That first night that we got there, Charlie and I had gone to the trek down to the lake and then came back up and then, told the tale, and then we all went back down there later. And I was standing there and I go, "You know what's fucking wild?" Because it was sunset and I'm on the little lake beach. I was like, for 2 years now, I have said my happy place in my mind is me on a beach, at a lake or the ocean at sunset. Like, and I was like, here I am. I haven't been here in a minute. And I was like, right here, right now. And it was the full moon.
Nice.
And I just made sure I did it because I was like, "Send me all the love and light," but it was kind
Yeah.
of surreal because I had developed that after going to the beach, the ocean for the first time in my life and recognized how I felt in natural water. And that was the thing is like being in the water just felt so renewing and like good. And
Nature is
and and I was
amazing.
okay that I felt so emotional.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. I just was taught that it is,
Oh, yeah.
so, it takes so long. I don't know that it'll ever go away to not feel like, "What's wrong with you, Melissa?"
Yeah, because
Okay,
like
well, our time is up. We appreciate everybody for being here. Make sure you check out the show notes for Angie's Biosite and my link tree. Anything that you want to work with Angie or see any of her shit is there. Same for me. And make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and comment because that helps push us out to a wider audience. And we appreciate everyone. We'll see ya.
bye, thank you.
Hello. Before you go, make sure to check the show notes for all the links. You can join us on Patreon to get our weekly companion, The Unquiet Lowdown, and explore the other membership offers waiting for you there. And if you're enjoying the show, it means so much when you hit that follow button and give us a 5-star rating to help other souls find their way here.